A place COVID-19 is still spreading? Texas prisons. Some people call them a petri dish for the virus. More than 1,500 prisoners and staff have tested positive. The number of offenders with confirmed cases has more than doubled in the last 2 weeks. Almost 400 correctional officers and staff getting sick or potentially bringing it back out into their communities. KXAN's Erin Cargile heard from people who say their incarcerated family members' lives should matter too.
Family members have been sharing letters with KXAN written by loved ones inside the walls of Texas prisons where COVID-19 continues to spread. One inmate worried about getting the virus wrote, "I don't know if we'll make it out alive."
He said things are really bad. You know, everybody's got the sickness.
That message was in the last letter Peggy Lopez received from her brother, Leonard Lopez. He's 6 years into a 99-year prison sentence for attempted murder and typically writes her 2 times a week.
He's like, I hope I don't get it. I'm 40, and I'm not in the best health. And I said, so I started beginning to worry.
Peggy grew more worried when the letter stopped and says no one called from the Telford unit near Texarkana. She called the warden, who she says told her her brother was fine. But 15 days later, and still no word from her brother, Peggy said she decided to call the chaplain, who broke the news her brother was in the hospital with COVID-19 and suggested she call the TDCJ COVID-19 hotline. When no one answered, she called the prison again and learned he was indeed in the ICU on a ventilator.
And they said, yes, he's in there, he's positive. And I said, really? And you guys didn't call me? Didn't tell me anything? He was intubated without telling a family member.
Well, I can't speak specifically to any individual case because of medical record restrictions. But I can tell you that in general, we have a number of ways that offenders can either reach out to their own family members.
TDCJ Communications Director Jeremy Diesel says their chaplains have made 25,000 calls to family members during the COVID-19 crisis. But Peggy said she was not one of them, even though she says she is authorized to receive medical information about her brother and is the main family contact.
He's not in good health condition, He has thyroid, he has high blood pressure, so, he's at high risk.
In addition to prisoners losing their lives, these are pictures of the TDCJ staff and volunteers who've died as a result of COVID-19.
I don't think that anybody believed that we were going to 100% be able to keep COVID-19 out of the prison system, but we've certainly been doing the best that we can.
Do you have a call?
TDCJ provided this video of daily temperature checks they say have been happening since March for all staff and inmates entering Texas prisons. They've also touted their mask production facility, where offenders have been making PPE for the entire prison system. But up until 2 weeks ago, TDCJ says only staff and medical personnel have been wearing them, plus prisoners showing symptoms of the virus. Now TDCJ says they're being offered to everyone. Another question, how does social distancing happen inside a prison? Letters from inmates sent to KXAN say as of mid-April, they were still showering and eating in groups. But Diesel says that's not happening in units with positive cases, which are all on lockdown.
There aren't eating together. There isn't showering together.
Peggy knows many people on the outside may not care about prisoners getting the virus.
It could be anybody. Life is unfair at times, but he's still my brother. He still has kids, and he's still a human.
He's also a fighter. Peggy says she found out last Wednesday her brother is out of the ICU and on the road to recovery.
He can beat it, anybody can, It's just, I say have faith.
Erin Cargile, KXAN investigates.
The TDCJ would not comment on Lopez's case because of privacy or even confirm that he had COVID-19. Here's the most current data from the TDCJ, which it's putting on its website daily. As of last night, 439 employees, staff, or contractors have tested positive at units across the state. 1,229 offenders have tested positive for COVID-19. 96 employees and 212 offenders have medically recovered. When it comes to lives lost, the coronavirus is linked to the deaths of 5 employees and 20 offenders. An additional 9 deaths that could be COVID-19 related are under investigation and pending preliminary autopsy results. Online now with this story, links to daily statewide prison COVID-19 data and investigative coverage from our sister station in Tyler. They have been tracking issues at the unit with the highest number of cases, the Beto unit in Tennessee Colony. This story came from a tip, and if you have information or concerns you would like to share with our investigative team, email us at reportit@kxan.com.